Yeah, so I'm good here. All this is fine. And then I make this move. So I thought about this move. Um, I thought he was going to take the knight. I did consider him going to knight b4, but what I didn't consider is why, because of this, right? Which isn't that big of a deal right now, but I knew this could happen, right? So this is a mistake. It's not dire. I'm not losing, but I'm about to be. I did not handle this tactic well. You ignored an opportunity to castle at the same side of your opponent. You permitted the opponent to reveal an attack on a pawn. Right. I was really concerned about this pawn. Damn, did I misplay this? All right, so what's the actual thing? Well, I should castle, obviously. I thought I had something here. I really didn't. What was it? I'll tell you what I thought. What I thought was going to happen was I was going to do this. He was going to do this. I was going to do this. And I liked this structure. But I didn't like this idea, right? As in, like, blocking that. And I was like, oh, I can come here and kind of get something. And I sat there thinking, do I like this? Do I want that? Is that something that I can play with? You know, is there something I can do here? But that's not what happened. That isn't what happened, y'all. This is what happened. They say on bishop b4, you just play knight d5. Bishop b4. Right, but he didn't play bishop b4. Knight d5. Right. Biggest mistake you made here was pushing e4 when you haven't even castled. Right. Yeah, no, I get that. Next time you don't want to play a3, castle, and then e4. So I can't push e4 because I'm not ready yet. This is just too weak. Anyway, so I realize he wants me to castle first. Great. And this is losing the game. What I saw, I didn't want to lose the pawn, but I sacked the game for it. So I was thinking, oh shit, what am I going to do? And he's got all these things, and it's going to be bad. It was bad anyway. The only way I could think of to defend that pawn was either come up with a king or pop back. Coming up with a king didn't seem good because it was like, oh, well, he could come here. And then I'm like, ah, shit. Right? Moving this way didn't seem great because I was like, oh, well, he comes here, and now I don't have two defenders. So I can't save the pawn. Right? Just get the fuck out of the way. That's the answer. Yeah, I was trying to be, clever. I was like, I don't want to move back. But maybe it's not clever. It's not clever. Let's continue. Yeah, it's like you're done. That's the end of the game. Okay, you're going to end up losing a rook. Thanks, chess.com. I get that now. This is a great move. Apparently, it's the... Great means it's like the only good move, I think. What do you say? Castling puts you in that Indian formation. Strong. Always do those two things. Even in the last stream game, you played e5 as black. I like e5. I like e5, okay? e4 and e5, they're my jam. Come on. Don't take that away from me, George. Just castle first is what you're saying. Castle. So, no e4, or e5 until castle. That's what you're saying. Can do, what is it, a3, or is it a6? a6 prior. Edward is the e-pawn. Yeah, I mean, the e-pawn and I are tight, but I get fucked all the time by it. Okay, so at this point in the game, I was thinking I could kick the knight. See, George, I was listening. I was like, always kick. I would kick the knight. Thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. Or I could kick the bishop. Now, after I tried to kick the knight, realizing that that's not the right move, I thought kicking the bishop would have been a better move. Let's see if I'm right. Doesn't look like it. Still wins the rook. So the way that it wins the rook... right. He sacks his bishop. I take, and now he comes here. I did not see this tactic. Obviously. Boom. Oh, God. Boom. So, I guess this is the move. Just go back. He still has this. Check. I guess I could pop up. No. So still a fork. Maybe come here instead. It keeps that still. He takes, I take. Am I? I'm just thinking about this wrong. So it says it's good. Right. Okay, so I'm just totally wrong. There's that too. This coming out here. That doesn't seem right. I'm running severely out of ideas. So, no, I got nothing. I don't understand. Right, because if I'd move here, then he just takes. Right? I got nothing, y'all. H3. I did H3. It said no. That's what I thought I should have done. This is what I did do. That's a mistake. Doing this, it says, is also. Or it says is inaccuracy. I went here, it doesn't like that. Went here, it didn't like that. It went here. I do see why this is a bad move. I could have sworn it would be that or that. So the issue is my queen is pinned to this knight, right? It's really not the problem. The problem is once this happens, if I move my queen, he's got that. I don't get it. This is really the threat once I move my queen. The horse can't move because of that, right? I could see here, I lose the knight. No. Come up there, he just takes. I could block, like double block, that doesn't make any sense. Coming up here. He still takes this way. How to defend that square? I got nothing, you. I could put my king there. That doesn't seem right, right? Because this happens. Isn't that checkmate? No, it's not checkmate, because I do have that. this. He takes. I would have these 3 defenders. That protects against this. I don't know. B3? You say you go with bishop E2. I mean, that's what... But I already did it, right? And it's like, no! Like, I don't know what the best... I don't get it. I'm sure I'll find it, you know, after I try all of the fucking moves, and it'll be like, ah, okay, I get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, let's go here. No? Great. That's a mistake. It looks like a mistake. Don't know. Do not know. That loses the queen. Let's find out. No, this is just telling me what I fucked up on. Okay. Try B3. That's still the same problem, right? He takes, I have to take, and he gets this. That's the problem. Oh, it's going to like tell me the fucking move if I do it that way. Now white can't stop black from winning material if they make the right move. Right moves. Right. So what's the right fucking move? So that's the issue. Once he takes, he's got this. So I was thinking, okay, well here, or maybe here. I think that's a much better move because it at least still protects that pawn. But I mean, I could move the rook, and that way there's no... I mean, even removing the rook doesn't work because once he takes, if I don't take back, this square is undefended. And there's no way to defend that square that I see. Kicking this is not the right move because he's got this attack. I got nothing. Okay, maybe getting the bishop out. He's got to do something like this, then checking. I bet that's it. This. He could take. I did think about this, and I didn't think it would work. So let's say I go here. Assuming he opens up the king, I can check him. Okay, so he would defend it somehow, either by moving the king, or, yeah, or even blocking with the rook. The queen is unpinned. Now, popping this up, maybe, or coming over here so that I could eventually castle. But I don't think he's going to do that. I come here, I don't think he blocks. I think he takes anyway. I take. He takes back. No, yeah, he takes back. Where bishop's down, he takes back. I guess then I could get out of this fork. Well, I can't castle this way because his queen's there. I could just move back. Let's try this. I don't think that's working. Okay, it doesn't like that. Yeah, there's no way out. Yeah, dude, this is bad. It's all bad. I mean, look at the bar. It's like you're done. Yeah, he we're we're equal material. This is all position fuck. All position destroyed. You should go back and deeper analyze where it went from +1 to losing. I agree. I do want to know what in the God's name the computer thinks is the right move. Okay, it's a bishop move. Let's just go through. What's the bishop move? Just fucking show me the move. This isn't it. Is that it? So it's like you can trade bishops. Okay. Great. Let's go back. So this is the first move. And I get it. I should castle first because there's way too many problems. Way too many problems. Right? I get that. Next problem is here. Trying to defend this pawn. Once I've made this mistake, the pawn is gone. I can't defend the pawn. I'm assuming he... This says he takes with the queen, d3. I assume I take back with my queen. It wants knight d5. So George said this before. Really? Knight d5, I guess it's attacking this pawn. It's also sort of attacking there. That looks so scary to me. But okay. I'm looking at the chat to figure out what you guys are saying. So bishop moves must be bishop e3. What then, SQC? I think you're talking about once everything's gone tits up. So yeah, at this point, I would feel not good about this. The computer seems to think this is only 0.6 against. And then this would be the top move. I guess it does threaten. Threatens this guy too. And the queen is just kind of chilling. Okay. I mean, he's got both knights hanging out. Where do I follow up here? It says bishop g4 is his move. So, pinning. Just leaving this tension. Which is very how to reassess your chess, 4th edition style. Allow the imbalance, allow the tension. But I mean, look at all these pieces, like, barreling down on white. It doesn't look good. This is, of course, after the mistake I made, right? Let me come back. Or is this just the natural progression? No, if I make this move is what it's saying. It's like if I allow that, then I'm just in trouble. And some bad is going to happen, right? Yeah. I think that was the move. Oh, no, he doesn't want to take with the knight. I thought he would take with the knight. Some bad is going to happen, and then I get into this position. So, what is the moral of the story? Moral of the story: when doing the English, hear ye, hear ye, and you're making these moves, right? So he does the Lithuanian, is what apparently this is called, right? Comes out not for sort of a Nimzo-y thing, but comes out to attack this guy, the old F2 pawn. I'm gonna fianchetto because that's what I do. He says, cool, I'm gonna pull out knight F6. Fine. I'm gonna defend this square with my pawn move. Look at this little pawn chain, little pretty old pawn chain. Eventually, I want to push E5. You know when you shouldn't push E5? You know when you shouldn't push E5? Soon. Now I come out with knight F3, wanting to castle. Ironic, because I never do. It likes pushing A3 at this point. Why? It defends this gnarly looking square. In the event he gets in there, all I had to do with this, and I would have avoided many, many things, many problems. But I pushed here first. A3 may be a better move. He pushes D5. Cool, I take. Fine, fine. He takes back. This is all good. Do not do that. Do not do that. Moral of the story: creating backwards pawns is bad. Backwards pawns are bad. You want to minimize weaknesses in your position. Apparently, I like to create weaknesses in my position. This is a bad move. You should castle first. Check this out. You castle first. It's all gravy, baby. There's no attack. What? He could pop over here if he wanted to. I could, at this point, kick his knight if I wanted to. If I wanted. I don't have to, but I could. I could, right? I'm not trying to say he would do that. He might do something like this if he wanted to. I could kick it. This is a good question. If this happens, should I kick it? Computer seems to say yes. Whatever. Castle first. Then he pushes H6. So we just start locking down the position. That's the moral of the story. Well. George says, you don't like E4. You're talking about after the after the castle. 1, you block your light squared bishop. Yeah. Kind of defeats the point of fianchettoing, yeah? Which is supposed to be a dragon, and you weaken the D4 square. I did think about it in my defense, but then I did it. Oops. No, A3 isn't to defend knight B4. It's to play B4 yourself and take space. So you're saying this is to push that. And in this position, pushing B4 is okay. But when they've got a dragon going, doing this seems to be a bad move. Okay, you're saying, George says, here's an alternative to playing E4 after black knight D5. Instead of E4, castle. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't see something because YouTube sucks. Let me see. All right. That's just to give me space. Sort of like an A3 type thing. Okay, so castle. Wait, hold on. So you say, here's an alternative to playing E4 when I played it. After black, knight D5, which is what he just played. Castle, which I do. And then A3, B4. Oh, these are all white moves. I see. Okay. So castle. You're saying A3, B4, and bishop. What? Bishop B2. Where's my bishop? Bishop B2. I see. Ideas for white. Yeah, it's good. After this, it's all pretty booky. Boom, boom, shit. Boom, boom, and boom. Depending on what he does. And the computer likes this. You like the castle first. The computer wants this. Actually, it's changed its mind. You changed its mind. Castle first. Boom. And then get in these ideas somehow. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then all the pieces are pretty. Man, I can fuck that up.